With that being said, welcome to the new show on the block. Touching every topic, guaranteed to make it hot. Run them Phillip River spirals to girly running the rock. Run them lake show dunks to them game winning shots. It's a lock, it's a fact that we only spitting facts. Like who wreck a finna flop and who stay on top of that. Who the hottest of the month and who really spitting trash. Don't stress, just guess. This your favorite podcast. Everything should be dead after.
That's what he said.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending what time it is, wherever you are in the world listening to us right now. I am Francisco, your host with the most, a.k.a. Defective_TDK on the IG, and I'm cooling with my co-host.
What's up, everybody? It's Daniel, a.k.a. Lord Pretty Rocco on that IG.
And you are now tuned in to episode 89 of With That Being Said. Ya llegó tu tiburón.
Oh, is that how we feeling today?
I don't know, man. That's how I'm feeling right now.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know about the rest of the day.
You've been sipping that crown.
That crown, bro, yeah. Something special.
A little fancy with the little felt bag. I like it.
I don't know. I don't know when it happened, but it became my go-to. And I really
like
don't
crown.
remember when.
I
think it's good.
Crown and Red Bull all day, every day.
What's your go-to like when you go to a bar though?
Whiskey sour.
Whiskey sour?
Yeah.
Yo, shout out Elbin. Like I started having those after I think we went to Vegas one time with Elbin.
With Vegas? Oh, we did
go to Vegas. Yeah.
Oh, we saw J. Cole.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
whole
sir.
world.
Yeah, but only because I think Elbin, that's his shit, right? Whiskey sours.
He likes whiskey sours. Yeah. Uh-huh.
I feel like I got it from him. Shout out Elbin.
But there's two ways to make it too. There's like the whack, like sweet and sour.
You're already demeaning one way to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other way is I forget how.
Well, tell me the whack way.
But they throw the whack way is just a sweet and sour mix with whiskey, and then that's it.
Okay.
And then the other way is like with an egg, and I don't know what. Like they actually it's lit.
It sounds disgusting.
They throw an egg in there.
That sounds disgusting.
It's not.
I'm not trying to have egg at the bar.
Egg and whiskey and sweet and sour.
No, that sounds like a one-way trip to the restroom,
to
bro.
The number 2 station.
Yeah, and depending where you at, that line might be long, dude.
That's true.
And I can't be doing all that.
Well, we're not girls, so we good.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Well, how's your week been, Daniel?
It's been good, chilling. Nice.
Yeah,
it's been a nice week.
I know you celebrated your, what is it, Central American Mother's Day?
What? Nicaragua.
Oh, is it just Nicaragua?
Yeah, because I think everyone else is the 10th.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you guys do it today?
We just do it. We just randomly do it on the 30th.
How was it?
It was chill. Just came through my grandma. She had hella people over. I felt hella uncomfortable.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was like, we kind of breaking the law right now. I kind of like it.
You should have snitched.
I should have snitched, huh?
Should have snitched. You'd be like, Grandma's the only way you gonna learn your lesson. Yeah, you're fucking around, okay?
For real, she had hella people. I'm like, yo, like, I thought it was gonna be me, my mom, and my grandma.
Yeah.
There's like 7, 8 other people there.
Really?
She was trying to turn up.
But you were telling me you guys want to go eat, right?
Yeah. We went to eat first, then we came back, and then people started coming over, and I was like, oh, okay.
And it was an actual sit-down meal.
Yeah, it was. Yes, it was actually, which is really weird. Which is weird to say that's weird, but it was actually a sit down. The restaurant was open. Everything's open. Not everything's
Not
open,
everything.
But I guess people are allowed to.
Little by little, things are popping back up, right?
Yeah. I guess they told us, like, yeah, you can come in. Like, we asked, oh, we're going to order to go. And they're like, oh, no, you can come and eat here. I'm like, what? Okay.
Yeah.
Sat down. We had to wear a mask and everything.
Yeah, I was reading an article that some health officials were worried that maybe we're reopening things a little bit too soon, but I guess you never really know till
Until it just...
you try it, right?
I guess I'll be the guinea pig.
Are you comfortable with things reopening now?
Yes, but I like how it's reopening with, like, still, like, guidelines.
Yeah,
As
of
in,
course.
Social distancing, mask, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think, like, clubs and stuff like that, nah.
Yeah, those could wait, right?
I mean, I don't want them to wait, but we have to.
Yeah, but for me, it's just like, realistically speaking, if people are allowed to go grocery shopping, as long as they're abiding by certain guidelines, then they should be able to do other things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then even like when you go to the grocery store, they're not strictly abiding to things anyway.
6 feet, yeah.
Yeah, like I've seen people literally, in line to pay, and they'll ask the person next to them like, "Oh, can you back up? Like you're a little bit too close to me. I need my space." And it's like, okay, like if you're worried, I understand. You have every right to be, but you get like that when you're up front about ready to pay. But when you're doing your shopping and you're over in the produce section, everybody's moving next to each other, grabbing stuff and
licking the fucking produce. No, grabbing the produce. Oh, I don't like this one. Let me put it back.
Yeah, and you're not asking people to move back and give you your space. You're all bunched up doing your shopping together. So, I get it. I think it's okay for all these places to be opening up, right?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, we just gotta be careful, honestly.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, not everything is fine. With the unjust murder of George Floyd, we have a bunch of protests going on all over the United States, and some protests unfortunately turn into riots. I'm not gonna tell nobody how they should feel about it. You know, I feel like it's unjust for me to do that. I'm not gonna say anybody's wrong for any actions they've taken yet, because as far as I know, no one's really crossed the line yet. As far as I know, in the sense of like no one's killed a police
As no
officer
one's yeah,
or
okay.
anything like that.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope. It's tough to. I mean, the only reason why I say it's tough to discuss is because I mean, yeah, I guess people are now destroying property, but then again, if you, I don't like the double standard of people like, oh, if a government's unjust and this, you have to fight against, you have to push back, but like this is what people are doing because of what's happening, and some people are like, how can they be doing that? It's like, wait, like, so what do you want them to do? I feel like,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
yeah, people peacefully protest that I guess didn't work, obviously.
Yeah.
And so now people are fed up. I don't blame them.
Yeah, and
I don't.
it's not only being fed up, but it's also just, we're trying to go the peaceful route and we're not getting the attention that we want to make things happen. So now we're trying a different tactic to make things happen. So I get it. Like I said, I'm not going to tell anybody whether they're right or wrong to feel the way that they do. I just hope that everybody stays safe. Because it does look, from like the videos and the pictures, it does look like it's dangerous to be in certain parts of the United States.
It
right
really
now.
does. I was watching CNN last night, and people were literally at the wall of the White House, and I guess they made like a little perimeter, like the Secret Service and the police there in DC, and they had like those metal railings. I think they are. I'm not sure. You see them like in concerts all the time.
Right, to help form the line and whatnot.
So they did that, and I literally, it was people having a tug of war, like with the Secret Service, and then the people would pull it away, and then the Secret Service would put in another one in front of them, and then they just again tug of war,
Right.
just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah. Yeah, man. At the end of the day, all we really want is justice. We want accountability, and we want everybody to be treated fair. That's all we can ask for, So hopefully things change. Let's get into something else, because this was a little
serious.
yeah, but also we needed to be said.
Definitely,
I feel like
definitely.
it's not like we can just ignore the things that are going on. You drove by,
I drove through it late today,
yeah,
and it was calm. But as soon as I got here, went on social media, and that shit started popping off. Police cars on fire, people on the 101. Like,
yeah,
it's
crazy.
It's getting a little wild.
All right, well, I recently watched a movie that Daniel has been recommending for a while now, and Daniel, you thoroughly enjoyed this movie.
I really liked it.
The problem is you have to be careful when you recommend something, because you're setting the bar, right? You're setting the bar pretty high.
I guess, yeah.
And I'm talking about Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler. So, and the only reason I watched it was because it's on Netflix now. Shout out to Netflix. Daniel, what did you like about this movie?
What I really liked, number one, was the whole betting aspect, just because me and my friends have kind of been getting into betting more. Number two, it was Adam Sandler not in his comfort zone. It was a very, very serious Adam Sandler. It's something that I don't think anyone has seen before. It starred a basketball player that I didn't even know that could act. Kevin Garnett.
I mean, starred a basketball.
He was okay.
He was in it.
He was in most of it. He was probably second behind Adam Sandler.
Really?
Yeah. If you think about it.
No, I feel like I saw Arno more. I feel like I saw Damani just as much as Kevin Garnett.
I feel like Kevin Garnett, I feel like is the main supporting actor in that movie.
Okay.
But I guess it was more me rooting for Adam Sandler, and I mean, spoiler alert. One of the things that I really liked about the movie was the fact that you didn't realize how much he was in debt at first, but like as the movie goes on, you see how much layers and layers and layers of money he owes to different people in different spots.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh fuck, like this dude's a fuck up, basically.
Yeah.
And for me, I was kind of rooting for him, just thinking like, oh fuck, maybe we can. And it's crazy because like I remember that series with the Celtics. I think it was the Sixers, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, but for some reason I was like, fuck, like what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Like that's how I felt watching it.
Yeah. I don't know. For me, it was it was nice to see Adam Sandler in a role that wasn't a comedic one, but for me, I got the complete opposite effect of like I was rooting against Adam Sandler because I was like, bro, you're a fucking chump. Like he was a sucker to me throughout the whole fucking movie. Like he's out here getting punked for money. He's out here in debt to so many people. He's getting cheated on. His girl's hooking up with the Weeknd. Like it's like, bro, you're a sucker, dog. Like and then there wasn't necessarily like action in the movie, right? There was a couple parts where, there's an altercation or he's running away from somebody, but it wasn't necessarily anything to keep you attached to it.
It's crazy because I felt like I was attached to it. Like in the scenes where he was trying to get like Keith Stanfield to get the gem back, the opal.
Yeah.
And like he had that auction, I think that day. And
yeah.
Like, he kept on like, oh, just wait, just get in the car. Let me talk to you. Let me talk to you. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, fuck, like where the fuck is the gem? Like I was just like, yo, what the fuck?
Nah, to me, I was like, bro, obviously he don't got it. Obviously you're gonna get fucked over. And like in that sense where you're like, oh, he has to get the opal back, right? Because he has to sell it, and you're excited about that.
Yeah.
I was like, you're an idiot because you gave it to somebody to hold that you don't know. Like you gave it to Kevin Garnett to hold, expecting to get it back right away, and you don't know that.
Well,
man.
Remember, on top of that, he also went to go pawn his fucking championship ring, and as soon as he did that, I was like, this guy's a fucking
exactly,
idiot.
And that's why I was like, I'm not into it because I can tell where the movie was going. It's not like, for those of you who hasn't watched it, he gave Kevin Garnett an opal, and Kevin Garnett gave him his championship ring to hold, and he's like, this is insurance to let you know I'm gonna come bring it back to you, right? Thing is, Adam Sandler needed that opal on a certain day. Right away, Adam Sandler goes and pawns off the championship ring to get some money to try to cover bets over here, and it's like that's towards the beginning of the movie. So I knew it wasn't gonna work out because if it works out, that kind of kills the storyline off top. You had to know that it wasn't gonna work out from the beginning. He had to dig the hole deeper before he could get out of it, if he ever gets out of it at the end. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So I was just like, I don't know. Like, spoiler alert, letting you guys know right now. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it. Okay, you can skip this part. But I called it right away. I'm like, yo, Adam Sandler, he's probably gonna die at the end of this movie. Sure enough, it happens. Like there was just nothing that. There's nothing that was out of left field. Actually, the only thing that caught me a little bit out of left field was when you find out he's related to Arno, and Arno's like the big boss that he owes money to. Arnold's like chasing this guy down, sending his muscle,
right?
Yeah, sending his muscle to go collect his money and beating him up and stuff. And then like they're at like a family dinner or something.
And you're like, wait, what? I remember I remember thinking, I was like, wait, is that the same dude that? Oh fuck, it is. Like, yeah.
And that was probably like the biggest twist to me, and it wasn't even that big of a twist.
But the thing is, I don't think the whole point of the movie was to have a twist. Like, I don't think that's what they were going for.
No, I understand, but what I'm saying is that was the best part of it, and it wasn't big, to me. Even when he finally does get the opal. And he takes it to the auction, and he tells one of his guys, he's like, "Oh, they're not giving me what I want for it, so I need you to run up the price to get these bidders in." He's like, "Oh, are you sure? Should I do it? Should I not?" He goes, "Yes, trust me, it's gonna work. It's gonna pay off." It's like, bro, you've been a fuck up this whole movie. It's not gonna change now. So like, I already knew it was gonna fuck him over in the end. Like it's just, I don't know. Would I rewatch it as a background movie, in the sense of like, oh, some people are over. Let me put something on TV in the background while we talk and kick it. Yeah. I wouldn't put it on to like sit down and watch it.
That's crazy. Cause I really like that movie.
Yeah, no, I could have done without it, to be honest.
You could have done without it?
Yeah, I didn't need it. Man.
You didn't need it?
No.
Ah, man, that hurts.
I feel you. You know what else hurts though? Jimmy Fallon got some people in their feelings, dog.
Oh, in their feelings.
Yeah, and this is another one where I'm not gonna tell anybody how they should or should not feel, but a clip resurfaced of Jimmy Fallon in 2000. On SNL where he impersonated Chris Rock. But the thing was, when he impersonated him, he did it in like full blackface.
So he was, I haven't seen, I never saw the clip.
Yeah, so he's like covered in makeup that makes him look black, like his dark brown skin. I mean, it's not like they gave him like the big red lips that they used to do on like cartoons and stuff to really degrade somebody. But, and the thing is, he knows Chris Rock, like they're friends. So it's not like he made like racist jokes to make fun of him, but it was just the fact that he was in blackface, right? Like obviously we know the history of it, so we know that it's
offensive.
Yeah, and it's something that people just don't stand for, So I don't know. I was on the side of he doesn't have to apologize because it's not like anybody really thinks Jimmy Fallon's racist. He could be behind closed doors. Nobody knows. I don't know that man like that, but like I don't think anybody really thinks Jimmy Fallon's racist. I think it was just a poor decision that came back to haunt him 20 years later, literally 20 years later.
Yeah. What's interesting about that, and obviously it's offensive, 100%. I don't know if it's a double standard, but like, did everybody forget that Robert Downey Jr. did the same exact thing in the movie?
Yeah, but that's, to me, that's a little bit different.
Well, how? I mean, and I'm not questioning you. I'm curious, like how.
Well, because to me, Robert Downey Jr. was playing a white actor that was playing blackface. It wasn't Robert Downey Jr. doing blackface, right?
Yeah, I think that's what he says in the movie too, right?
But that is his character,
that's
though.
his character,
That's his
yeah.
character. He's playing an actor
playing a
who
dude
does
who's
blackface.
Who's playing a dude?
He's not playing. He's not doing blackface, you know. So that's why I'm like, all right, like it's a little bit different. It's in the script. It calls for it. Obviously, that movie. Honestly, if you watch that whole movie, Tropic Thunder, like it couldn't be made now. But in that time,
No,
like
it's so fucking.
it's so fucking ridiculously, absurdly offensive. But like for the time it was, I get it, you know. And it's fucked up. Like, how can I'm not saying black people shouldn't be offended. If you're offended, like, feel free. To me, from my eyes, from a third party on the outside, I don't think it was that bad. I think if you watch it, you can tell when somebody's doing some shit that's racist and something that's just. And like Chris Rock was an SNL cast member as well, you know, before that. So I don't think he needed to apologize. Obviously, for the social justice warriors that are on Twitter and shit, he needed to apologize. Obviously, because he's on one of the biggest shows and got a fat ass contract, he needed to apologize.
Of course he did.
But I don't think it was all that bad. Jamie Foxx came out and said that it was no biggie, right? Basically, essentially saying that like we got bigger fish to fry. Which, if you listen to the top of this episode when we talk about the George Floyd murder, there are bigger things at hand that we need to be worrying about, not shit like this.
Yeah, I mean, it's just again, it is a slippery slope. It's a thin line. I feel like with comedy, and again, I'm not trying to say it's okay, but like with comedy, people push the boundaries. Like that's what comedy is.
Yeah.
And sometimes people cross the line, sometimes they don't. It just kind of like that. It's always like that tug of war between like, oh damn, is this actually funny or is it actually offensive?
And that's the thing, you know, you don't know where the line is until you get to it or you cross it, right? And that's the thing with comedy, when you're constantly pushing the boundaries, and you have to. If you're playing it safe, you're more than likely not going to be very successful.
Yeah.
And I'm saying I've heard jokes about Hispanics where I was like, damn, that's pretty fucking offensive.
But it's also funny as fuck.
But also look at the setting. Like, I'm in a comedy club. Like, even if I don't find it funny particularly, and I'm like, that's a little bit offensive, I was just laughing at the black guy joke, or I was just laughing at the white guy joke. So it's like, bro, you're in a comedy club. Like, this is what it's supposed to be. Like, this was on SNL, which is supposed to be one of the most famous, one of the most grandiose comedy sketch shows ever to be made, which at one point it was. To be honest, I think everybody would agree it's been running dry for about 10 years now. But you just have to put everything into perspective, I think.
Yeah, of course. And like how you said, there's always a line. Like with blackface, just in specific, obviously that's been offensive, always will be offensive.
Yeah.
But it's just tough when the line gets moved on you. I feel like that's what it is. It's, okay, I did something 15, 20 years ago that was perfectly fine.
Yeah.
30 years later, it's like, oh, the line is over here now, and now, like, you know, oh.
Yeah, and I don't think he's going to catch major backlash for it.
I don't think so either because, again, like how you said, we are pretty sure he's not racist, but, I mean, I personally, I think he should apologize. I think he should.
Yeah, and which he did.
Which is perfectly fine. But besides that, it's just, we know how he is as a person. His character backs him up.
Yeah.
So, like you said, behind closed doors, maybe he is. I don't know.
I have no idea.
We don't know him. But just because of how he is as a person, how he's portrayed himself, just as of late and since we can remember, I think he'll be all right.
Yeah, one of my favorite comedians is Theo Von. And Theo Von is a dude from the South. He's from Louisiana, and he has like a heavy Southern accent. Like, you can clearly hear it. And like, he makes a lot of racial jokes. So when I first like discovered him, I was like, yo, like, this dude is like, he's getting away with some shit, and like, it's not funny. You know, I was like, is this guy racist? I was trying to figure out for myself, is he racist? And the reason why I kept watching his content was because a lot of his jokes are storytelling from his background, where he comes from. And like, he comes from a completely different background from me. And the way he would tell those stories and how funny they were, like, I could relate to them somehow, you know? So that's why I kept watching. And the more that I did, I was like, this guy's not racist at all. He's just doing his job as a comedian, pushing the boundaries. And some of his shit is racial jokes, but everybody gets it in his jokes, you know? So it's not like just one person he's constantly going after, you know? And then come to find out, like, he's from because he's from Louisiana, from the poor section of Louisiana. He grew up around a bunch of black people, and he grew up listening to Wheezy and
Oliver
No Limit and what's old boy and Boozy Badass is like his favorite hip hop artist, and like he bumps that shit like on the daily, and it's like, bro, like he not racist, he just has a different perspective on things. He grew up different. So yeah, I mean that's all it is. But you know what? Like I said, feel free to be mad. I don't know. I can't tell you nothing, right?
That's true.
I can't tell you nothing. Let's get into a little bit of sports because we had a couple of good topics on the internet this week. That's where we get most of these topics, whether we read an article or we scroll across something on IG or somebody gets sent something. I mean, whatever, dude. Whatever. However you get your information is on you. You feel me? I'm never going to be mad at you for that. One of the ones that you sent me this week, which I thoroughly enjoyed, I think is a good conversation, is the best NBA duo to never win a title. And when there was 4 duos in there. We had Penny and Shaq, Steve Nash and Mark Stoudemire, Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook, Karl Malone and John Stockton. Who do you have like a
ranking,
or just any one of those that stand out to you?
I feel like Karl Malone and John Stockton, just because I think they're probably the best duo there.
I mean, it's tough because I want to say maybe like big man, little man duo. They might be the best one there, but you also have Penny and Shaq there.
And you have a prime Shaq.
But Karl Malone, and that's the thing. Like,
I feel like they could have won multiple rings, but they had to run into Jordan.
Well, the thing is, pretty much everybody on this list ran into Jordan except for, well, I mean, Nash and Amar were running into San Antonio and the Lakers every year. And then KD and Russ, the only time they went to the finals, they were way too young. They were not ready. And they had, to me, I think it's going to be KD and Russ, just because they had multiple opportunities to get there and they couldn't.
And they had the Warriors.
But even then, yes, they did have the Warriors on the ropes to get back to another finals. But it's just.
Do you think? Wait, hold on. Just to continue on that. Do you think they could have won that finals if they knocked out the Warriors? I can't remember who they played against. Was the Cavs?
I would assume it was Cleveland. Yeah, I think they could have won.
They could have beat the Cavs.
Yeah,
that's tough. I remember we were watching that. I think we were watching that game.
Maybe.
I think we were watching. I think it was Game 6 probably, not Game 7. Cause I don't think they got eliminated.
I think Game 6 is the one where like Clay goes stupid and forces the Game 7.
Yeah.
And Game 6, like, they had it too, where they were up, they just needed to close out the game, and they couldn't do it. But yeah, I think I have to go with them, honestly. Nash and Amari is great, but like when you think about it, Amari was a bit undersized. Steve Nash couldn't guard anybody, so they were great to watch on the offensive side. But like defensively, they were getting exposed every time they came down. Like they were really a team that was we're just gonna outscore you.
We're just gonna
yeah. Like people can say that about the Warriors, but like they legit play defense. Even the Rockets have a semblance of defense. So I can't pick Nash and Amari. I have to go KD Russ.
I like that. I think I mean Malone Stockton, and then I would probably go second, Penny and Shaq.
Yeah, I mean it's hard. Like I think for me it's tough to differentiate Stockton, Malone, and Penny and Shaq. I want to say Stockton, Malone had a longer run together, so it's sad to see that they couldn't get it done. If we're talking a 2-on-2 where they play against each other, like I think Penny has to be the difference maker against John Stockton, just because like Shaq had size and he was so dominant athletically. But do not sleep on Karl Malone. Karl Malone is one of the strongest players to ever play in the NBA, like for a fact, dude. So I don't think he would have had much of a problem with that Shaquille O'Neal. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting.
But yeah, I really like that. But sticking to the NBA, there's talks of a return date, correct? I want to say it was July 31st.
I can't remember. I don't think it's June 31st. I think it would be July 31st.
I think it's July 31st. So with talks of that being the NBA return date, there's talks of the playoffs, because by that time we're way too late into the year. We kind of have to just jump right into the playoffs. And the thing is, how are we going to go with a traditional playoff format? I would be perfectly fine with that.
That's fine with me.
But there are people who want to get experimental with it and they want to try other things. So you were talking about a play-in tournament, right?
Yes.
That being,
so I think it'd be, usually it's 16 teams in the playoffs, 8 and 8 from each conference. And then there would be the bubble teams. So it would be First of all, they would first negate the conference, so just be 1 through 16, just ranked, which is one thing, and then they would add 4 more teams. It'd just be playing with 4 more teams, and then
Essentially making those teams play a wild card game to get in.
yes, basically, and then from there, I guess I when I heard that I liked it just because the first thing I thought about, because obviously like I'm a Laker fan. Well, we're number 1 seed in the West. We don't have to worry about anything. But the teams that are in the bubble, like in the West, like let's say like the Blazers, the Pelicans. I can't even remember.
I feel like the
standings
Kings were
anymore.
there too.
It's like that sucks for them because if once you go direct, I mean, you never know. They had a whole ass like 30 games left of the season to play in.
No, they wasn't 30 left.
How many games? I didn't even.
It was
honestly,
realistically, it was like 12 games left.
really.
Yeah, we were almost at the end.
Really? Damn, that's crazy. That's how I know this quarantine's been fucking me up. But they had a legitimate chance to get in. So I feel like this is the fairest way to do it. But what I really like is that the whole negating the conference, because now you're getting teams that don't really usually play each other in the playoffs early on or later on, and you can see possibly, let's say, like a Clippers Lakers finals, stuff like that, which is very, very interesting.
Yeah, to me, the idea of the bubble teams having to play it out, it seems fun and it would be interesting. It definitely raises the stakes and it puts some intensity on those games. But I don't like it. I feel like if you're gonna do the bubble teams now, you might as well just do the bubble teams every year.
And I think the reason why they want to do this, because I feel like there's always been rumors about them just throwing away the conferences during the playoffs.
Well,
And I feel like this is the year where they're like, fuck it. Like, everything else went to
well,
shit.
here's the thing. Those rumors were really strong in the years where the East was just trash, where the bottom 4 seeds in the East were under 500 making the playoffs. So that's why people wanted to just negate the conferences, have the top 16 teams go in. You would get better. Like, the 8, 9, and 10 seeds in the West were better than the 6 seed in the East. So they're like, there's teams that are not making it that should be making it. And that's why those rumors started. I like the idea. I just think it's a little bit unfair because you could get in a matchup where you're traveling coast to coast for your series. And that's unfair.
Mm-hmm.
Like, at least if you're in the same conference, like, yeah, you can still travel, but it's not going to be 3, 4, 5 hour flights to go back and forth.
You're not going from LA to Miami, LA to New York.
Exactly. Yeah, but I definitely do like the idea because it does leave the possibility of a Lakers-Clippers finals, and that's not sleeping on the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm not saying they're out of it. I'm just saying the possibility is there.
And honestly, it kind of helps out the Lakers because the Clippers are on the other side of the bracket, the Bucks are on the other side of the bracket. I don't think, if I remember seeing the standings correctly, I don't think there was a legitimate contender against the Lakers on our side of the bracket, if I remember correctly.
That there was a legitimate contender?
Sorry, a legitimate opponent for the Lakers.
Nah, I'm sure there is. I don't have the bracket in front of me, but I'm sure there has to. There's no way it would be a cakewalk.
I think it would have been, but I got to look that up.
And then also, like, if we do return, like, everybody has to get locked in back into season mode. Not necessarily back in shape, because I would hope a lot of these guys were staying in shape, but just your mindset has to change.
You've been not doing shit for 2 months.
You've been at home teaching your son how to spell and shit every day for the past 8 weeks.
These dudes haven't seen their sons in like 7 months.
Yeah, I'm sure they got home and they were like, "What's this one's name again?" Oh. And but yeah, now you gotta lock in and chase that dream, chase that trophy. So it's gonna be difficult. I hope it happens because I just want to see a winner crowned, even if it's not necessarily the Lakers. Obviously, I would love for it to be the Lakers, but even if it's not, I feel like this NBA season was so good, it needs a proper ending.
It was great.
This NBA season was literally a movie. And I don't mean a movie in the sense of like how everybody be using the fucking term movie because I think that shit's weak as fuck. Everybody saying, oh, tonight was a movie. No, it wasn't, bro. Like,
it was, though.
You and your boys posted up on the wall and you were watching some girls dance. Ain't none of y'all made a move to go talk to them.
They did.
All of y'all was mean mugging.
But they did.
All of y'all had to split the Uber ride home and y'all was mad about that. Y'all was in y'all feelings about, like, shut up. Your life is not a movie. Relax. At most, if your life is a movie, you're a background character. Chill the fuck out. At most, if your life is a movie, you're a henchman that gets off in the first scene. At most, if your life is a movie, ain't nobody Denzel Washington walking around this bitch, all right? Except for Denzel Washington. But I mean in the sense that this season was a movie where there was just so many plot lines and storylines that were developing as the season went, and you didn't know. There's no clear-cut winner. We don't know who's going to win it at the end.
Yeah, that's something that was beautiful this season because last season, the season before, remember when the Warriors got DeMarcus? It's like, bro, like, don't we need to watch the season anymore?
Yeah.
And look, they lost. Toronto won that season.
Oh,
But,
yeah, huh?
Yeah. But I
And
remember feeling like, what the fuck's the point? Like, they're going to be in the finals. Who
Yeah.
cares? This season we had all the duos. Like, who was going to come out of the West? We didn't even know what the Lakers were going to be like. I didn't
Right.
expect them to be the number 1 seed. And that's, now we got the Clippers. Clippers might
Yeah.
be number 1.
I feel like at the beginning of the year, like we were talking, we would be happy if the Lakers were like top 4.
Yeah, exactly. And that would have been, if the Lakers were the 4th seed in the West, I would have been ecstatic. Perfect. Now we're number 1. Then you got the Clippers. You had the Warriors kind of healthy. But still, they were still
No,
the
but the Warriors
Warriors
were out of it though.
No,
This year?
Yes, they're out of it now. But remember, I think they started off without Clay, but they signed D'Angelo Russell. So you're thinking, oh, they might not be that bad. Then D'Angelo Russell gets traded. Steph Curry gets hurt, so then they're out of the playoffs. There's parity.
I feel like you're remembering it wrong.
No,
I feel like the Warriors were out of it all year.
no, they were not, because Clay got injured last year
Yeah.
against Toronto.
Right.
Tore his ACL out for a whole year, I think. They signed D'Angelo in the offseason.
No, they traded for D'Angelo in the middle of the season.
I'm sorry. Well, they got
In
D'Angelo.
the middle of the season, but they were
No.
already bad though.
No. They didn't trade him in the beginning. No, it was in the beginning of the season. They got what's his face from the Timberwolves.
Who? Andrew Wiggins?
Yes.
When they traded away D'Angelo.
Exactly, they traded him away, but they got him. They signed him. He was a free agent. You're misremembering.
Maybe.
Yes.
Andrew Wiggins was a free agent?
No. D'Angelo was a free agent. I remember because we were thinking about getting D'Angelo as a point guard back, and I'm like, oh fuck, that actually wouldn't be that bad for the Lakers. And then the Warriors signed him, and I'm like, oh fuck, they might not be that bad now. Now they have Clay's replacement. Obviously, they ended up trading him later because Steph Curry got injured. The whole season went to shit. But there was parity, and then we had Brooklyn in the East. Finally there was good teams everywhere. It wasn't just
Brooklyn in
one-sided.
the East wasn't good. We knew KD was gonna sit out all year.
But they still had Kyrie. They still had a good young squad. What are you talking? I feel
Bro,
like you're only
what
thinking
are
about
you
the end right now. You're
talking
forgetting
about?
about what we thought about in the beginning of the season.
No, I never thought the Nets were gonna be anything all year.
I thought
Because KD was sitting out.
So they were gonna be trash.
Pretty much. I mean, that's
Nah.
what they were, yeah. Like, they were never title contenders. With no KD, they were never title contenders.
But I'm saying is that there were still a playoff team. There were playoff teams everywhere. They were good. It was parity.
Yeah, but we were just talking about how it wasn't hard to be a playoff team in the East.
Years ago, not now.
Years ago. I mean, even now, like, the lower teams in the East are still...
Honestly, I don't even know what the seeding is in the East. It's been too damn long since I've seen basketball. Toronto got good again. I'm telling you, it was a good.
Good
you
for
said
them.
there was good storylines this
Yeah,
season.
yeah. Because nobody really expected Toronto to be up there. Nobody expected Miami to be up there. You know, Philadelphia was a team where they have potential every year. The year that it finally clicks, like they're going to be a problem in the finals. Doesn't look like it was going to be this year anyways for them. But you never know, especially now with this break in the middle. Like, now you just don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
even the top tier teams, like a lot of those teams are built off of playmakers that are coming off the bench. And if those playmakers don't come back correct, like it throws off the whole balance and chemistry of the team. So it's going to be exciting to see for sure.
Definitely.
Danny, you proposed a question to me before the show started about something about aliens and athleticism.
Yes, I do. I did have one.
And that is?
That it is if the Martians pointed the laser beam at the Earth, and they're like, all right, we won't destroy the Earth if you choose one person to be in athletic competition against us. Who would you choose?
And that's the thing. So for this question, we don't know what the athletic event is.
It's an athletic competition. We don't know what it is. We just know that it's an athletic competition. We got to choose one person to represent the Earth to save our asses.
Okay, so initially, right off the bat, this question was very easy for me. And you were surprised at how easy it was for me. Initially, I was just going LeBron James because he's the best athlete in the world right now.
So you went straight LeBron James.
I went straight LeBron James. And then you said, well, he's too old. Okay, if he's too old, then, you know, I'm probably going to go Patty Mahomes. Patty Mahomes is a great athlete. And then you were like, what about Mike Trout? And I was like, dude, you're fucking right. What about Mike Trout? I think I have to go Mike Trout now.
Really?
Yeah.
It's weird because he's a fucking athlete. He's playing baseball.
Like Mike Trout, like maybe from a skill standpoint, he probably couldn't play basketball. But athletically, maybe. Football, I think he could play football.
I think he could play football. I think he could play basketball.
Yeah, like not from a skill standpoint because like obviously he hasn't practiced since he was a child like some of these guys.
But if he's going up dunking,
I feel like he could dunk on somebody
I feel
for
like he could
sure.
posterize somebody like that.
Yeah.
Ugh, that'd be nasty.
Yeah, so I kind of have to go with Mike Trout.
Like I was thinking more Odell Beckham.
Yeah, which I like because he is super athletic.
But you did say he is small. I actually don't know how big he is, so that's just.
Honestly, I said he was small because compared to other wide receivers in the league, he's small. Like, I don't know, compared to us, I don't know how tall he is.
Probably is enormous.
No way. Like, legit, I feel like maybe he's 6 feet. Maybe.
That's still big. That's big, bro.
Yeah, but not much bigger than us. Like, compared to, like, wide receivers who are 6'4".
Yeah.
Like,
no, I get you. 6'4", 6'5". You know who I would choose, like, if I could go back in time? Bo Jackson.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you have to. Bo Jackson is probably the greatest athlete of all time. Like, people say Michael Jordan, but don't sleep on Bo.
Yeah, Bo. I don't know who. Honestly, I like you know how we said The Rock before, but like I don't know how athletic The Rock is now.
No,
like,
but that was for a different scenario.
that was just for a specimen.
Yeah, that was for him to represent us to like speak with the aliens.
Yes,
that wasn't for like an athletic competition.
Yeah.
Cause like he be roided up, dog. I don't know how much of those muscles is real. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, bro, you don't know that?
I mean, come on, guys. We all kind of know that, right?
No.
I mean, come on, guys.
Nah,
Dude,
you're starting
honestly,
rumors. You're starting rumors.
I'm starting rumors, but look at him though. Look at him. You know what I'm saying? You think all that is natural DNA and hard work?
Yeah.
Nah, Danny, I got some bad news for you, my boy.
Nah, I think yeah.
I think for sure he put in the work. For sure. Because at the end of the day, like, if you take steroids, it doesn't just give you muscles. It just helps to, expand your muscles and make them grow at a more rapid rate.
Yeah.
You still have to put in the work to get there.
I don't know.
But
I'll be very, very upset if I found out.
I wouldn't. He's a fucking movie star, bro. He lies to you for a living.
He lies to me for a living.
He's a fucking movie star, my guy.
I like that.
You think this boy's really fighting gorillas in Rampage and shit and like jumping from building to building in skyscraper or saving people in earthquakes in San Andreas? No, bro. That shit is not DNA. Part of his DNA, the other part of his needles and pills.
Hey, if we knew what the competition was, I would choose Keanu Reeves because I feel like he would train good enough.
Get the fuck out of here,
for that
bro.
competition.
For that competition. Yeah, no, that is a weird question, but I guess you just kind of have to go with the most athletic, all around person is. So definitely Mike Trout, bro. And Danny, I'm gonna let you get your space balls off with this last topic, dog. Talking about NASA and what they finna do or what they did.
Else. My bad. I was about to go into something completely different.
Wow.
Whoa. So, today was a very, very historical day. NASA and SpaceX, shout out Elon Musk.
Shout out that boy.
Shout out boy
that
doing big things.
Big old Tesla logo on the side of that rocket going up.
Doing big things.
Yeah.
Today, it was a joint project with NASA. They actually launched two astronauts into space.
That's it? Only 2 people?
What the fuck else did you want them to do?
Well, because it said it was a crew.
What the fuck? It was 2 people. Yeah, 2 people.
2 people's not a crew, dog.
How many people you be rolling with?
Dog, I'm just saying. Look at your famous hip hop duos, dog. They ain't crews. Outkast wasn't a crew. Gangstar's not a crew. Black Star's not a crew. They duos.
Duos?
Okay. We talking crews. We talking Wu-Tang. We talking Tribe Called Quest. Minimum of 3.
Are you done or are you
NWA.
finished?
Are
you done or are you finished?
I'm just saying, dog. We rolling into space. I don't know who finna roll up. We need to roll deep. You know what I'm saying?
You don't know who you might pull up with.
You saying
the Martians might be up there?
I got that thing on me, boy, but I need some backup, bro.
The Martians have that other thing on them.
Yeah.
They got that laser beam. But they sent 2 people into space today to the ISS, which is the International Space Station for people who don't know.
I had no idea.
You had no idea. You're like,
what does NASA stand for?
National Aero something Space Agency.
What an idiot. National
Aeronautic. Yeah,
never mind. I don't know it either. Go ahead.
Yo, I just remembered about Space Force. We need to talk about this after this segment.
Okay.
Yeah. So they launched the people in space. Everything was live streamed on YouTube, and it was probably one of the most amazing things I've ever seen in my life. Probably the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life because I got to witness, and I'm sure whoever watched it on YouTube, on CNN or MSNBC, wherever it was broadcasted, literally saw 2 people get launched into space. On top of that, you're watching the launch, and I mean, I'm sorry, but did I have some doubts in my head that shit was gonna go wrong? Yeah, like you never know.
I think, I don't think you're a bad person for that. I think in the back of your mind, you're kind of hoping shit blows up.
Wait, hold up. No, I wasn't hoping nothing blew up.
No, me neither. Me neither.
No. You sure?
Yeah, nah. That's not what I was saying.
Okay. But I was a little worried. I was a little nervous. I was just excited, and it was amazing to see. They're actually still live streaming it now. I think it's gonna take them 19 more hours to get to the space station.
Oh my
But
god.
what?
Fuck, it's a long ass trip, dude.
That is a long ass trip. But you been driving. You been. I freaking.
Is that guy even driving though?
Yo, they're gonna. I think at a certain time they're gonna have to start driving. They gotta do.
Yeah, for sure. But like right now, he's on autopilot.
They gotta do their Matthew McConaughey and go around a black hole, do some bullshit.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, right now everything's on autopilot. But it was super, super dope to see something that I thought was absolutely amazing. If you guys go on SpaceX's Instagram, the Falcon 9 rocket, which is the main rocket that boosted them up into space, it actually came down and landed on a boat like nothing happened, like it was a fucking Uber.
Science, homie.
Just like, whoop, all right, who's next? Who wants to go up next?
Science, homie.
It was absolutely amazing. If you look on their Instagram, they don't. I guess the cameras actually went out when it came back to Earth and landed.
Real convenient.
But you can see them testing it before. The first time it actually did it was 4 years ago. It's amazing to see that rocket just do its thing and just land.
Yeah.
On a fucking boat.
I want to say I think it's really fucking dope that something that I don't give a fuck about could get you that excited. You know what I'm saying? Like,
fucked up.
No, it's not fucked up. I'm saying it means a
hot.
lot to you. It means a lot to you, and to see you.
You don't care about.
I'm telling you, to see you talk about it and to see the excitement light up your face gives me a feel of joy
You don't
that
excite me,
otherwise I would not give two fucks about this launch.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But to see you.
No, it's all good.
All right, man. I meant it in a good way.
No, but I took it in a bad way.
All right, man. Well, that's on you then. Okay, I can't do nothing for you, player. Go ahead, talk to me about Space Force.
Yo, so Space Force. I don't know if you guys know, it's a new series on Netflix starring Steve Carell.
Yes, sir.
The makers of The Office. I watched the first 10 minutes. I was kind of tired, so I kind of knocked out.
Okay.
I'm not saying that it was boring and made me fall asleep, but I kind of get a little Michael Scott off of him, and I kind of like it.
Michael Scott in space.
Yeah.
I have not given this a shot yet, so I am thoroughly interested to see what it's gonna be. If I could picture Michael Scott in space, I think it's funny. I think I would watch it. I would give it a chance for sure.
Yeah, and it's what I've liked about it is that they kind of poke fun at the president. Like, it's kind of cool because Michael Scott's character, Steve Carell's character is the head of Space Force, which is our new Army. What is the agency? What is it called?
Yeah, they're a new
Army branch.
They're a new branch. Yeah,
right. Yeah, to conquer space. I don't know what the fuck there's to conquer out there, but hey, fuck it.
But Steve Carell does.
Steve Carell is the head honcho there.
Hell yeah, he's the head bitch in charge.
Exactly. He's the main head. So again, those first 10 minutes, I liked it. It was funny. Yeah, if you're thinking about if you want to see Michael Scott in space, definitely check that out.
All right. So before we get out of here, obviously we want to thank you guys for tuning in for another episode. Thank you for the continued support of every week, just clicking and pressing play. We really appreciate it. But like we've been saying, be nice to one another, be compassionate, be considerate. Hate. I've seen a lot of people talking about hate like a virus, in the sense of because what's going on right now and how it seems to be spreading at a rapid rate. And I don't think it's spreading so much at a rapid rate as opposed to the technology we have now. Everything's just getting caught on camera, and it's being brought to light.
Yeah, there's a line from one of my favorite artists, Joel Ortiz. He says, can't remember what song it was, but he says the cops used to do the same thing back then as they do now, except that we got camera phones now.
Yeah, and it's true.
Yeah,
it's true. But love, man, love, and that's all I can say about that.
Yeah, too bad you don't love me.
See you guys next week.
Deuces.